Yeah, and life is good because every part of us, light and shadow, has something to teach us. Why is it so uncomfortable to talk about ourselves? It's as though the moment we start, a flood of questions rushes in. Who am I, really? How will people see me? Will they think I'm authentic or fake? It's scary, isn't it? But at some point, you might realize you don't want to be anything you're not. Pretending is exhausting, and when you begin to speak your mind unfiltered and free, you'll notice something beautiful happening. You'll start to love and accept yourself for who you are. And when you do that, you give others permission to do the same. You'll notice something else. When you begin to see the parts of yourself you've hidden, it's not about staying in the shadows. It's about seeing them as gateways for the light to enter. Life is good when we embrace the parts of ourselves we've been hiding. So what's one thing you're ready to bring into the light? I wasn't always this comfortable with myself or with what I now call my shadow. Earlier in my life, I thought the best way to exist was to be positive, have good intentions, and to strive for perfection. Darkness, I avoided it. It felt like something to clear away, not something to explore. But life had other plans. The darkness kept showing up, persistent and uninvited. At first, I didn't know what to do with it. It didn't resonate with the version of me I was trying so hard to be. And yet, the harder I tried to ignore it, the more disconnected I felt. My world seemed incomplete, like I was only living half a life, the bright side, where the other half stayed hidden in the pain, limitation, and fear. Even though I didn't want to see it, it was still very much there, following my every step. It was like a quiet companion, waiting for me to turn around and notice it. When I finally turned around to face it, I expected it to be overwhelming, but instead it felt like reconnecting with an old friend I didn't realize I missed. When I finally did, I was struck by realization. I thought that striving to be good all the time, always positive, always doing the right thing, was how life was supposed to be. But deep down, it felt so hollow and boring. It was exhausting to keep pretending everything was perfect when it wasn't. The moment I let go of trying to be good and started allowing myself to just be, everything changed. I thought my life was dull and unremarkable, but the shadow taught me something extraordinary, the magic of being fully yourself. It also showed me that I have power. By facing my fears, doubts, and other shadows, I realized I didn't have to wait for someone else to save me or make things better. I saw that I was the source of my own transformation. For example, I used to avoid sharing parts of me that felt messy or unpolished because I thought people wouldn't understand. But when I started being honest, when I admitted that I didn't have it all figured out, it was like opening a door. Suddenly, I could connect with others in ways I never imagined. People didn't need me to be perfect. They needed me to be real. Being authentic isn't just more exciting, it's empowering. It's like waking up from a long nap and realizing the life you thought was ordinary is actually full of color, depth, and connection. The shadow isn't something to worship or avoid. It's a guide that shows us where the light wants to enter. Every time I've turned towards the shadows, I've found a way to let more light into my life. Your shadows are just untapped potential waiting for the light of awareness. Being authentic isn't just more exciting, it's empowering. It's like waking up from a long nap and realizing the life you thought was ordinary is actually full of color, depth, and connection. The parts of us we hide aren't here to weigh us down. They are here to remind us we are human. And the beauty of being human is that we have everything we need to grow and heal inside us. Life is good when we embrace all parts of ourselves we've been hiding. Your shadows aren't obstacles, they're simply places where the light hasn't reached yet. When you face them, you open a gateway for the light to flow in. So what's one thing you're ready to bring into the light? Eventually, I couldn't ignore it anymore. And you know what? Running from the shadow was harder than facing it. The moment I chose to stop running, the courage it took was rewarded almost immediately. I felt the beginnings of healing, a weight lifting. I realized it was a process, a journey, not a single act. That was the hardest of my partnership with shadows. We made friends, and they've been teaching me ever since. Every time I turned to them, I learned something new about myself, about life. The more I looked at my shadows, the more I realized they weren't there to break me. They were there to show me the truth of who I am. With every piece of the shadow I acknowledged, I felt stronger, more whole. And as I opened that door, my life began to transform. What's amazing is that when you open the door to all of yourself, life doesn't just feel lighter. It feels richer. It's like discovering a hidden treasure map to your own joy. Now I see darkness not as something to fear, but as a guide, a partner in my journey. Keeping the door open to both light and shadow has given me access to profound healing and growth. The parts of us we hide are just waiting to be seen, not to keep us in the dark, but to help us open to the light. Shadows aren't the end of the journey. They are the gateways for the light to enter. When we embrace them, we're opening ourselves to the transformation we've been searching for. Embracing our full nature, light and shadow, joy and pain, is what makes us truly authentic and alive. Life is good, and every layer we uncover brings us closer to who we truly are. Until next time. Let's spread the good vibes. Drop your life is good moment in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what's bringing you joy today.